What's up guys, we're back again today with another great video, and in today's video we're actually not going to be working on any of my cars, so not the Corvette or any of the cars out here. We're actually going to be working on a Mazda CX-5 with my good buddy right here, Isaac.
What's up y'all?
So, and what we're going to be installing is actually a birthday present for his wife Kay. It is the Start X remote starter for the Mazda CX-5, and it's pretty much a plug and play. Hopefully we will be able to show you guys how easy it is, and we don't have anything crazy. We actually have already opened it to kind of look at everything, but as you guys can see, the module itself was in this protective package right here. And then here is what basically the computer or the module that's going to make this work right here. And then we've actually already taken out the plug and play harness right here. So very similar to kind of the stuff that Car Trim Home does on Taylor's Highlander back there that we filmed in the past, kind of the similar deal here. And then they also come with instructions, and then we've got zip ties because we'll have to tidy these wires up right here. We're going to be taking apart the underneath the steering wheel console and all that to install this, but not anything crazy. All right guys, so let's go ahead and jump into the install. All right guys, so first things first, the tools you're going to want to get for this project is going to be a 10mm. You're going to need a Phillips head screwdriver to help take that steering console or the trim off of it. It comes with this trim tool, which will be really handy to help get the trim off and not mess it up. You want to use something plastic instead of metal, that way you're not going to mar up your plastics inside the car. And then you're going to need some wire snips right here. This will be to kind of clean up the zip ties that they included in the kit and cleaning up all these wires right here. So let's go ahead and we'll disconnect our battery first, and then we'll jump inside. All right, so we're going to jump inside the car right here, and you're going to notice these two circles right here and here. That's where the Phillips heads are going to be. So we're going to go ahead and unscrew those all the way, and then I'll tell you guys, once we get those all the way unscrewed, we're actually going to take that trim tool that they included and kind of go right in between right here and try to separate this. Once we do that, you can lay this piece up, and this piece will have to slide back and come down. And I'll show you guys right here. There's actually like a hook in here, so it's not just plastic, so don't pull straight down on this or you'll break that clip in there. All right, so take your pry tool and just kind of go right in between right here, and once you do that, it'll separate and you can kind of twist. And then you're going to do that the same way on the other side. And it should pop it all loose. Let's see right here. All right, then once you get it there, just kind of be a little gentle with it because it is just plastic. You're going to take this piece, and this piece is actually attached up here, and you're just going to kind of take it and flip it up, kind of just out of the way, because really this piece doesn't matter. All the plugs are going to go in down here. So this piece, when you come down, just kind of slide towards you, and then it'll come out. And this is the hook that I was talking about. So if you pull straight down on it, it's going to break that off. So that's kind of why I went down and then just pull it straight towards you, and it'll come out just like that. All right, so now we've got our plug and play harness, and you're not going to mess with any of the cables right up here. You're actually going to go back right there. So there's one right here and the other one's right there. So what you're going to do is push in these triggers and pull down, so like towards the front of the car, pushing those triggers and push forward, and then they'll come out. And then what we'll do is we'll hook these in to those spots, and then you'll put your factory harnesses back on this side. So I'll show you guys a little closer up. This is the trigger I'm talking about, so you're going to want to push down on that and then just kind of wiggle it out, and they'll slide out. All right, so you guys can see now, so we've got the harness here for the remote start, and we've got them plugged in. Make sure that when you push these in, you hear the click on those, and kind of give them a tug. That way you know that they're in there secure and they won't slide out on you. So now here is our two factory harnesses right here, and if you guys can tell, here is the piggyback portion of it. So what you're going to do is you're going to take your factory harnesses and you're just going to plug them in here, and then we're going to route these wires right down underneath your steering column over this way. We've got everything plugged up right here. We're just kind of going to leave it loose for now. What we'll actually do is we'll actually zip tie it up here to this factory harness. That way it'll be way out of the way and you don't have to worry about it messing with your steering at all. There's actually plenty of room down here, so you don't have to worry about that. So we've got the harness running right down this way over here. And this is the connectors that's actually going to go to the brain of the operation here. And what we're going to do is we're going to plug these in. Some people will shove it in here or try to stick it in here. This is very small space right here. So what I'm actually going to do is right up above it, there's actually kind of like a pocket right here. And what we're going to do is we're going to hook it up, and I'm just going to slide it down into that pocket, and it'll kind of be sitting right on top of your fuse box right here. But then if you ever needed to get it out to work on it or whatever, you're going to be able to see it by these wires. And we'll also zip tie the wires over here, so it'll kind of keep it tucked behind this, so you don't have to worry about it falling out, you know, where your foot's going to be at. So I'm going to go ahead and hook this up. And again, you can only hook it up one way. There's two sides on this module. I'm guessing they use it for multiple different cars, but our side is going to be right here. We're going to connect all three of those, tuck it down behind here. All right, so what we're going to do for now is, so we can actually see this LED right here, because this is going to be important for us programming this. We're actually going to leave it undone for now right here, and then I'll show you guys once we clean everything up and tuck it away what it looks like. So what we're going to do now is, now that we have everything hooked up, it's safe that we can go ahead and put the ground wire back on our battery, which is what we're going to do right here in a second. And then we're actually going to follow these steps right here. You guys can pause the video and read it if you didn't come with one. But once we hook the battery back up to it, the module should have a red light turn on it, a solid red light. So just wait for the LED on module to turn solid red. Once it does that, you're going to keep your foot off the brake, and you're going to push your start button twice. So you're going to push your car's start button twice. That's going to turn the car in the on position. Once it does that, your module down here, you should start seeing the lights start flashing green. And this is what it says. It could take up to 15 minutes. Once the light turns off, the module light should turn green for 3 seconds, and then it'll go out. When it goes out, then you're going to push your button twice, which will turn the car off. And at that point, it should be completely programmed, and you should be able to take your factory key. And ours is a lock to make it start. You can also get a lock system as well, but this one is a lock system. And then we'll see if it works. So we're going to go ahead and connect our battery and then do exactly what it says. All right, so we've got our battery hooked back up, and as you guys can see, it is red. So now we're going to go ahead and hit the start button twice. And as you guys can see, now it's flashing. So that means this box is programming itself right now. So we're going to wait for this to go solid green for 3 seconds, and then it'll turn off, and then we can turn the car off, and then we should be ready to see if our remote start is actually going to work. So the light has now turned itself off. So now we're going to go ahead and press this twice again, and it should turn the car off. So now we should be ready to go ahead and test it to see if it's going to work. So just make sure this light's off. It says on the instructions to press it twice, but I think you actually only had to press this once to turn your car back off. So the car is locked. So 1, 2, 3. So there you go. All right, so we'll show you guys one more time before we jump in there and tidy up the interior. So you're gonna go 1, 2, 3. And you guys can see it's gonna start up. So you've got it started now. The car's running. One thing that's really cool too is, let's say you're not gonna leave or something like that, you can actually hit it 3 times again, and it'll turn itself back off. So just know the horn is very loud on these cars, and people will definitely know you're starting your car, and you will be able to know you're starting your car too. So, but it is cool that you can turn it off remotely as well. All right, so now that we know that everything is working, we can go ahead and put everything back together. I'm actually gonna take these two, and I'm just gonna kind of pull them together like this and zip tie them up like this. And then I'm actually gonna pull them back, and you guys can see, I know it's kind of dark, but right right here, there's actually a factory wiring harness going back right there, and we'll just zip them up nice and tight to that, and that'll keep them away from your steering wheel and your steering column right here. And then this down here, we're actually going to take, and again, I know it's getting kind of dark on us, we're actually going to go right here, and there's actually another factory wiring harness right there. It's got some, it's like blue, green, and yellow wire right here. I'm just going to zip tie just the top of this, that way it can't really move, and then we're just going to take this and just tuck it down right here, so you can actually see right there. I can almost put my whole hand behind there, so we'll just tuck it down in there, and it'll be nice and tight, that way it's not jiggling around while you're driving. And then we'll go ahead and put our trim piece back on. All right guys, so we got everything cleaned up. I know it's pretty dark in here right now, but we got everything cleaned up. Steering wheel columns all back together, and everything's working like it should. So really simple and easy install. I would say if you guys have never done anything like this before, definitely try to do it because it's super easy. All right guys, so that pretty much wraps it up for today's video. I appreciate you guys checking out the channel and watching the video. And again, that was a super easy install, so I would definitely recommend anything that StartX sells for remote starts. I actually have it pulled up right here on my phone for you guys, actually on Amazon, as you guys can see right there. So any of their products, that was a super easy plug and play. It really reminded me a lot of our good friends at Car Trim Home that make a lot of stuff for the Toyotas that we do on the Highlander. And I'll also leave this link down below for you guys if you want to pick up this same remote start for your CX-5. Again, this is a 2019 that we installed it on. Again, I appreciate my good friend Isaac for allowing me to help him with his wife's birthday present and trusting me to do this install on his car. So I'm actually going to leave a clip after this right here, and you'll actually get to see his wife's reaction to the remote start and him actually giving it to her a couple days before her birthday, because he wanted her to know that it was, on the car. But anyway guys, again, I appreciate you for tuning into the channel. Please make sure you like, share, and subscribe, because it really helps me out and lets me keep on making these videos. So anyway guys, peace out, and remember, build your masterpiece.
Okay. Not quickly, but I want you to press the lock button 3 times. A little bit slower. Oh, wait, hold on.
Do I have a remote start?
So when you get in, you have to unlock it. And then when you get in, just press the button without pressing the brake, and you can start driving.
The button.
Yeah, just press that, and it'll turn the car on the rest of the way, and then you can start driving.
Wow. That's fantastic.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday. Wow, I'm so
Hey, I got something to say. I'm just so sick of hearing everyone complain. I know it's tough and I know there's pain, but hitting bottom is the only way to change.